Once you reach 80, certain changes unfold whether you're ready for them or not. If you're approaching this age or already there, you've likely sensed that life doesn't move in quite the same way it did in your 70s. There are 5 specific shifts that happen universally at this milestone. These aren't medical issues or warning signs, just natural transitions that occur for everyone, regardless of preparation. Some of these may cause concern, others could bring a sense of relief, but the 5th one is often the most freeing experience a person can have. Without awareness, it's easy to miss the remarkable opportunities these transitions offer. Welcome to Life Advice for Older People. My goal is to help you move through this chapter with clarity, resilience, and optimism. Today, I'll walk you through 5 changes that inevitably occur once you pass 80. These aren't often discussed openly, but they affect everyone. They aren't symptoms to treat or losses to grieve. They're part of the natural evolution of this life stage, and they can elevate your overall well-being when understood properly. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how your energy and sleep adjust, how your social world transforms, how your sense of time reshapes itself, how your thinking and memory adapt, and a surprising change that just might become the highlight of your 80s. Feel free to share in the comments, are you nearing 80, already there, or learning this for someone you care about? Your input helps our entire community connect and grow together. Let's start with something nearly everyone notices first. Your physical energy and sleep patterns take on an entirely new rhythm. This isn't just about being tired more often. Your internal system begins to follow a different tempo, and most people initially resist this instead of learning to work with it. Your circadian rhythm gradually shifts earlier. Sleep becomes more likely around 8 or p.m., and you'll wake naturally around 5 or a.m. Energy peaks shift to the morning and early afternoon, and there's often a notable lull around p.m., more significant than in earlier years. This isn't dysfunction, it's simply your body adjusting to its optimal pattern. You'll likely spend more time in lighter stages of sleep and less in deep sleep. That may lead to waking up more often during the night, but that alone doesn't mean poor rest. It's all about reframing what healthy sleep looks like at this stage. For example, Lucille, an 82-year-old retired teacher, struggled for 2 years trying to stay up late like she always had. Once her doctor explained that her new rhythm was normal, she restructured her days to match. She does her most meaningful activities in the morning, socializes in early afternoon, allows herself a short rest mid-afternoon, and embraces her early bedtime. She now feels more productive and balanced than she did in her 70s. To adapt successfully, try tracking your energy across a week to identify your own natural highs and lows. Prioritize important tasks during your peak hours, and establish a calming pre-bed routine to honor your new internal schedule. The mindset shift here is essential. Your body hasn't failed, it's evolved. When you work with its new patterns, your days can feel surprisingly energized and fulfilling. Have you noticed your energy shifting as you've aged? Share your story with us, it could help others feel less alone. Next, let's explore how your social life evolves often in unexpected, but deeply meaningful ways. At this stage, your social world begins to change. While some relationships naturally fade, others grow stronger, more honest, and more rewarding than ever. This is driven by a shift in values. You become less interested in surface-level interactions and more focused on connections that truly support and understand you. You may not be drawn to large group events like before. You might find comfort in quieter, more personal conversations. Some friends you once saw often might drift away simply because your paths no longer align. And that's okay. What's really happening is emotional refinement. Your brain starts favoring interactions that offer real connection. It's not about social withdrawal, it's social prioritization. Take Eugene, for instance. At 81, he felt adrift when his long-running poker group dissolved. But through volunteering at a literacy program, he formed new, enriching friendships with people in a similar phase of life. These connections offered a depth that felt more energizing and genuine than many long-standing relationships. To embrace this change, allow yourself to let go of friendships that no longer fit without guilt. Be intentional about meeting others who share your current pace and values. Make time for the connections that nourish you, even if they're fewer in number. It's not about how many friends you have, it's about how supported and understood you feel. Many people at this stage report that their relationships become more satisfying, more sincere, and more comforting than ever before. Have you noticed certain relationships becoming more or less important recently? Let us know, we can all learn. from each other's experience. Your shifting social focus is closely tied to a deeper transformation, one that touches your experience of time itself. Around 80, your perception of time undergoes a powerful transformation. It's not just that time feels shorter, it's that you become more selective about how you spend it. This new time awareness brings a clarity that often feels revolutionary. You stop investing energy in appearances or obligations that don't truly matter. Instead, you begin organizing your life around what brings you meaning and joy. You're less influenced by external approval and more drawn to internal fulfillment. The things you once did to keep up with expectations may no longer seem important. You feel freer to say no to what drains you, and yes to what nourishes you. This isn't about giving up, it's about tuning in. Ruby, for example, spent decades overcommitted to her church out of a sense of duty. At 83, she made a quiet but radical shift. She stepped back and started gardening on Sunday mornings instead. It gave her peace, purpose, and a renewed sense of self. Her family thought she was withdrawing. In reality, she was finally investing in her deepest joy. This shift allows you to see through distractions and make wiser choices. Try doing a simple time audit. Notice what leaves you energized versus what drains you. Start releasing activities that no longer fit and embracing ones that feel personally significant. Use this period to pursue experiences or conversations you've delayed. The beauty of this shift is that it often leads to a more satisfying life, one in which your time is truly your own. What have you stopped doing because it no longer felt right? What new priorities have surfaced? Your insights could inspire someone else facing a similar choice, and as your time perspective evolves, so too does your mind, just not in the way you might expect. While aging brings certain changes to your thinking and memory, it's far more nuanced than simple decline. At 80, your brain begins functioning in a different but equally valuable way. You might notice more forgetfulness in the short term, walking into a room and losing your train of thought, or struggling to recall names. But alongside this, long-term memories often become more vivid and meaningful. You also develop a deeper ability to connect ideas and recognize patterns, a kind of wisdom that younger minds can't replicate as easily. Instead of fast recall, your brain now specializes in insight. You may not be as quick with names, but you can see the bigger picture, detect emotional undercurrents, and identify important truths with clarity others may miss. Carlton, an 84-year-old retired engineer, experienced this shift. He couldn't memorize new technical information like before. But when his son came to him with work problems, Carlton could see solutions no one else had considered. His experience had wired his brain for insight rather than speed. He started writing down day-to-day reminders to conserve energy for complex thinking, and his contributions became even more valuable in strategic settings. To make the most of your changing mind, use notes and lists to hold short-term info. Focus on activities that draw on your strengths: mentoring, problem solving, sharing your life experience. Keep learning, but choose subjects that build on what you already know. And remember, your brain isn't less capable, it's differently capable. You're now optimized for thoughtful decisions, emotional intelligence, and long-view thinking. Have you noticed this change in how you think or process things? What new strengths have emerged for you? Your reflections can help others appreciate their evolving mind. All of these changes culminate in the most remarkable shift of all, the sense of freedom and authenticity that often arrives with age. By 80, many people begin to feel freer and more fully themselves than they ever did before. With fewer outside pressures, you finally have permission to be who you really are. You're no longer chasing titles, raising children, or maintaining appearances. For the first time, you can live in alignment with your true values and desires. This shows up in bold, beautiful ways. You might speak more openly, dress more colorfully, pursue interests that once felt impractical. The approval of others no longer holds you back, and this authenticity often draws people closer rather than pushing them away. Constance, who had spent her adult life as a traditional minister's wife, began painting bold abstract art at 82, wearing bright colors, and sharing her thoughts openly. Her family was taken aback at first, but they quickly saw that this version of Constance, expressive, vibrant, and honest, was more connected and joyful than ever before. This newfound self-expression isn't selfish, it's liberating, and it often leads to stronger relationships, deeper joy, and richer experiences. It allows you to decide where and how you want to live, what activities to pursue, and how to spend each day based on what fulfills you, not what's expected of you. To welcome this transformation, reflect on the areas where you've conformed. Rather than expressed your true self, allow yourself to try things you've always wanted to. Speak from the heart. Make choices that feel right for you, even if they surprise others. You may discover that being yourself fully and without apology is the most powerful gift this decade offers. Have you experienced this kind of inner freedom? What parts of yourself have you allowed to emerge more fully? Share your story. Your experience could give someone else the courage to do the same. All 5 of these changes your shifting energy. Evolving social life, transformed relationship with time, refined cognitive strengths, and deeper authenticity build on each other. Together, they form a roadmap for a stage of life that can be deeply rewarding. When you stop seeing these changes as losses and start recognizing them as adaptations, you unlock an entirely new level of possibility. The person you become at 80 isn't a diminished version of your younger self. It's a wiser, more efficient, more grounded version, ready to thrive in different but deeply meaningful ways. Which of these changes has resonated most with you? Or if you've already experienced them, which one has brought the greatest joy or insight? Let us know in the comments. Your voice adds something valuable to our growing community. If this message helped you view aging differently, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to follow Life Advice for Older People, where every season of life is honored and celebrated.